Hey guys, it's me, Lungelo KM. Welcome to another glorious and amazing episode of Affirmation Mondays. If you haven't already, please do the right thing. Click like somewhere here in the video. Please subscribe to my channel so you can get more of these Affirmation Mondays every Monday at 6 a.m. Okay, let me get straight into it. What I want to speak to you about today is how to deal with feeling overwhelmed. This is something that is affecting many of us. I can absolutely relate to this on a personal level where I feel like I'm doing too much. I mean, I work a full-time job as an engineer. I'm studying this year, I'm pursuing my studies. I'm full-time into part-time, full-time into content creation and broadcasting. I have to come up with content for radio every week for the radio stations I work with. I have to come up with content for my social media. I have to come up with content for my YouTube as well. But nonetheless, these are all my passions. And yes, the universe and the one above is always there to guide me and support me in how to make the decisions. But anyway, speaking about feeling overwhelmed, as much as I am working on my passion, it is only natural that there are instances and times where it all feels a lot, it feels too much. And when things feel too much, they can sometimes feel like they are crippling you. They are just a lot is happening, and you cannot comprehend how to split the tasks into manageable items that you can deal with and conquer and give your best energy. Have you ever felt like, oh my gosh, I know how to do this, but with the time that I have, how will I give it my best to achieve the exact results that I want? I need to do this assignment now. At the same time, I need to submit this report for work, And I've noticed that one of the best coping mechanisms is to look at all these tasks as balls. Listen to this. You need to look at your tasks in your life as glass balls and rubber balls. When I internalized this analogy of looking at tasks as balls, I started to deal with being overwhelmed better. So in your life, there are glass balls, there are rubber balls. I can imagine where you have pressure to be committed to your family and spend time with your family, but at the same time, you've got assignments, you've got work to do, you've got friends to see. And then you must take all of these things that are important, because I feel each and every one of these things are important that I've mentioned, and you must decide in which one of these balls you're going to put them in the glass ball or in the rubber ball, right? In the glass ball or in the rubber ball, just be specific. Take your family. My family, in my instance, is a glass ball effect. My family, if somebody were to pass away, if I don't spend enough time with somebody, or if I'm neglecting the relationship that I build with my family, that's an important aspect of my life that is irreversible, that is a part of my life that is forever important, that cannot be neglected. So I put family in a glass ball. I think of an assignment. An assignment has a deadline. The deadline, depending on whether it's close or far, but generally you can put it in the rubber ball. I think of work. Remember with work. Some tasks are urgent and some are just important. There's a clear distinction between urgent and important, right? And there are important tasks, and most of them are important. But with work, I look at work once again as in the rubber ball. And then you look at your health, something that's very important. Something like what you eat and spending time being mentally aware, being mentally sane. Remember, without good health, all these other aspects of your life are not possible, because in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, health is a foundational aspect of who you are. So I put health in the glass ball. So now you're holding your balls, right? And you're feeling overwhelmed. And if you were to drop these balls and you're holding them at the same time, what is their effect? Remember, the rubber ball and the glass ball. If we were to drop the glass ball and the things that you put in your glass ball, it means that thing is shattered, and that it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of time and tasks to put those things back together. Remember, when a glass is shattered, all the pieces are on the floor, and all the pieces are no longer a unit. All the pieces are no longer intertwined and no longer are moving towards the same vision. So if you drop these glass balls, these elements, these things that are overwhelming you, but are highly important and highly urgent, and then you've dropped this glass ball, it's very hard to recover from that. But when you drop a rubber ball, as much as it is important, as much as it is painful to have not accomplished as much as you want to accomplish with it, there's somehow always time to recover. Think about this. At work, important, certain deadlines, but if you choose the urgent deadlines versus the important deadlines, you are able to nibble at your work in pieces and push out the other deadlines. At work, you have leave days. Please take your leave days. Use your leave days for self-care, to focus on re-energizing, to focus on working on your health, to focus on jogging and running and going to the gym, to focus on making time to cook. Remember, now you're always busy. You're trying to do everything at once. So you're not cooking, you're not cleaning, your space is a mess, so it affects you, your mood, the feng shui around you is not good. So if you drop that rubber ball of not being 100% perfect, doing everything before the deadline at work, it's okay. You will always recover within reason, because it's only a rubber ball. But you can't let go of your family. You need to spend enough time as possible with your family. Your family is who you are. Your family is the most important thing in your life. We were not built to be slaves of always trying to chase the next big thing, of always being progressive. Your family is who we are. Your family is who grounds you. So I just wanted to say, to be able to deal with being overwhelmed is to constantly be able to decipher which one of these elements that's overwhelming your life deserves to be in a rubber ball and which ones deserve to be in a glass ball. I think this week I'd like to affirm that I am dealing with every aspect of my life in the manner that it needs to be dealt with. I affirm that I'm not overwhelmed. I affirm that I'm kind to myself. I affirm that I'm healthy and I'm taking decisions that keep my mental health in a state of good health. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. I'll catch you next week again for Affirmation Mondays.